Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. Peep Squad is in a building, baby. We're going to the top. We're going to bring others with us. So please become a part of Notification Squad. Peep Squad, hit that notification bell, baby. Know each and every time I drop a video and be the first one to comment. So let's get into it. Let's talk about Treach and Egypt on the Breakfast Club. I was like, OMG, what is going down with this situation? But it was also a lovely interview, and just to see how mature and grown and how intelligent and how smart Egypt is, and how she represented for her mother, she represented for her father, and she has her own brain and her own mind, and she's a very wise young woman, other than, dating Sam. But she believes like he is the man of her dreams, and they gonna get married, and they also gonna have a prenup, because what's hers is hers, and what they get together, they get together. I was like, you go ahead, Egypt, do the damn thing. And it seems like Treach is okay with Sam, and Sam did not get Egypt's ring from the pawn shop, baby. He got it from somewhere else, but it wasn't from Pep. I was like, OMG. And also, Treach wanted to talk about Pep and her book. And that book that Pep did not want Egypt to read. And she cried. She had tears, the whole 9 yards. She did not want Egypt to read that book that she wrote about her life and her relationship with Treach. Naughty by nature, baby. And you know what happened? Auntie Titi came in and gave Egypt a book, but Egypt said she did not read the whole book. She only read little parts, and she doesn't believe it's true. And also, naughty by nature, which is Treach said that for sure that the book was lies. And also, Pep admitted to him that she did not proofread the book, and people that was helping her write the book add extra stuff into the book, so it wasn't 100% true at all. And he said he ain't never put his hands on Pep or beat her up or did anything to her. He said in the book, it said I snatched her hair. He said, first of all, Pep didn't have no hair. She was bald headed and she had a wig, so if I snatched something, the wig would have came off. She had no hair because all she did was bleach her hair. Like, he was like, come on with that situation. That is not true. And actually, Egypt co-signed the situation and said that she's never seen her mother and father fight or argue or anything else like that. And she also co-signed that her father, which is Naughty, never put his hands on Pep, and she never seen it, I never witnessed. And she also agreed that maybe some of the things in the book were not true about her father, but that is her father, so she's going to stand beside him. I was like, okay, I see the situation. But Treach is coming out with his own movie too as well. He's about to do the damn thing and put his own movie out about their relationship, because he said he ain't never put his hands on Pep. They live in the same house. Grandma lives in the same house. Auntie, the kids live in the house. Everybody lived, and the whole family lived in one mansion. So there was no way anybody was going to be around to watch Naughty, beat down Pep or put his hands on Pep. He said he did not do that. That is a lie. He said he's not a scumbag. He's not a sleaze. He's not none of that. He would never do that, because he has daughters. He has a mother. He has a grandmother, and he loves women, and he would never do something like that. That's not his MO, and that's not his cup of tea. And he's just so hurt about it. He's just happy that the book flopped. He said the book flopped. So therefore, the book did not do anything to destroy his career. So he was kind of happy about that situation. So that's why he didn't go after Pep, and basically tried to get the books off the shelf, because he said basically, it flopped, it didn't go nowhere, and the Me Too movement didn't get him. So therefore, it's going to be what it's going to be. And he said, Pep is coming out with a Lifetime movie, and he denied and declined to be a part of it, because he said that they was only going to offer him 5,000, I think, chicken bones and a cell phone, and he was like, he ain't no crackhead. I was like, okay, Naughty, okay. So Treach is basically telling his side of the story, and he also said that he dated Pep for 9 years and they married 1, but then he said they dated for 10 years and married 1 year. And he said that they had the perfect relationship until Pep cheated on him. Pep was out here, out here with the ladies getting the kitty cat and the doody doo, baby. And then also Treach said that he had a girlfriend. They had an open relationship, but he was able to have a girlfriend. But Pep turned around and stole his woman. I guess Pep got that flavor. She got that pepper. She got that season. She got that touch. She got the almighty touch, baby. So, is Pep bisexual or she trisexual? What's going on with Pep, baby? And then on top of that, he said, yes, she stole the woman that I was with that she knew about that was a part of their relationship, and she took her away, and then they went on to meet other women and other guys too as well, and they was engaged in orgies and threesomes, according to Treach. I was like, damn, Pep, you be out here getting it like that. I was like, Pep, you really about your lyrics. Like, you don't be playing around. You are really that freak. You be a freakazoid, baby. You doing your thing. You handling the business. I was like, for real, it's going down like that? Yes, Pep is out here doing it. She likes women too, and she likes men too. I was like, go ahead, Pep, do your thing. So he was like, Pep cheated on him. And it's basically, Treach is acting like he was really heartbroken and he was hurt, and it was like Pep walked away because she was out here getting the damn thing. She was out here doing the things. She was trying, she was mingling, she was swapping, she was at parties, she was at hotel rooms, she was just doing it all out here in the open, and their relationship sizzled and went astray, and they got a divorce. But Treach is still part of the family, baby, because grandmama over there in Jamaica and the family in Jamaica said, you may have divorced Pep, but you have not divorced the family, and they still love them some Treach. So Treach is like, if I was abusive and I was abusive to her, and I was neglectful and hurtful physically and emotionally, why do the family still love me? Why do the family still want me around? Why am I still part of the family if that's the case? So it is what it is. And also Treach said, I've been on tour with SaltNPepa for years and years after I divorced. If that was the case, if I was such a scumbag, if I was such a scallywag, if I was such a savage, why did SaltNPepa always bring me out on what a man, and all that other stuff? So basically he's saying that it's false allegation that Pep is saying on him that it's not true. He did not dog her out at all. He did not lay his hands on her. And actually Egypt said she never got a whooping, and Treach said he never whooped his daughter, and Pep never whooped Egypt. They never got any type of childhood whoopings at all, point blank period. And Treach said that he ain't putting his hand on no kids. He said even when it was legal to whoop your kids, I ain't never touch my kids because I ain't down with that type of stuff. I don't do that type of stuff. I was like, go ahead, Treach. So you guys tell me what you believe and what you think about the situation. Did you read Pep book? Yeah, Pep book was off the chain. If you read it, it was really off the chain. And also, Treach had to give us some info and a little bit of information. I was like, okay, Treach, you gonna tell us everything? You're about to go in. And yes, he did. And he took it there when it had to do with Wendy Williams. I was like, for real? We talking about the Wendy Williams? I was like, for real, Treach? He was like, yes. He was like, the situation with Wendy Williams, that Wendy Williams was off the chain, and she was like Instagram, she was like Twitter, she was like TMZ, she was like the Shade Room. And basically Treach was talking about he got into a fight. And when he got into a fight with, one of his bandmates, DJ K and G, he said that Wendy Williams saw the fight in the park, and basically she reported on the story, and he wanted to come after Wendy Williams. He wanted to get at Wendy Williams. He wanted her head, but he said her husband saved her. And he also said all the things that Wendy Williams say about Kevin Hunter had her back, because if it wasn't for Kevin Hunter, some soldiers, somebody would have came around the corner, because Wendy Williams was very scared of Treach because she used to report all types of stories on him that wasn't true. And he used to go to Kevin Hunter and tell Kevin Hunter, hey, listen, if your wife want to know anything about me, I'll give her the lowdown, I'll give her the interview, I'll do whatever, but she keep out here lying on me. I don't appreciate that. He said he used to catch Wendy Williams at the grocery store, and he used to make like little snake sounds towards her, and she'll be all scared and running. And, then Kevin would come around the corner, and he was like, yo, tell your wife to stop doing what she doing to me. I was like, OMG, baby. I was like, it's going down with the situation. So Treach also says that Wendy Williams was out here telling all types of stories on him, but if it wasn't for Kevin Hunter, a lot of people would have got at Wendy Williams back in the day, especially in the late 90s and the early 2000s, that Kevin Hunter had relationships with the hood. He had relationships with Jersey. He had relationships with people from Jersey that actually held Wendy down, because Wendy was very, out here. Like, you can see her at the grocery store, you can see her at the mall, you see her at parking lots, at the car wash. You can see her anywhere. So basically, he said Kevin Hunter is not a bad dude. I was like, okay, that's not what we heard and not what we seen. And he done cheated on her and had a baby on her. So it is what it is. So basically, Treach is saying that Wendy Williams was out here, she was real live talking back in the day, and she had the info. Like, she was Instagram, she was Twitter, that she had all the information. And then Charlamagne was like, yeah, Wendy Williams told me a story about you, Treach. And Wendy Williams used to be afraid of Treach because she used to be talking about his ass 24/7. Lord have mercy. So, it is what it is. But he said right now, him and Wendy Williams are on good terms. They have a good relationship. It's all good. So I was like, that's good to hear. And also Treach talked about, fighting Van, on a ship, you know what I'm saying, on a cruise ship, the hip hop cruise ship, with Kid and Play and some other rappers from the 90s, and they're punching each other. And he said, they was over it, they wasn't in American waters, but once they got to the Florida waters, he punched him, and they started fighting. Then he also talked about him and Van fighting again, because Van snuck him in the record label's office and punched him in the face, and he had a shiner, so he wanted to get him back. So they fought all the time. And I remember Naughty by Nature always fighting. 1 minute they broke up, then they was back together. So it was a very interesting interview. But Treach said he's coming out with his own story to tell his story. And basically he's saying that everything that Pep said in the book about the abuse, the physical abuse, was not true. And she admitted to him that she did not proofread the book, and she let the writers, make salacious claims and stuff like that. And that's the same thing that happened with Tiffany Haddish too, as well, when her book came out about her, ex-husband, where, there was a fault on the writer. It was, not proofread. The book version was different than, the auto version. So it could be true. Who knows? So you guys tell me what you think about the situation. And it seems like Egypt is happy with Sam, and they can continue to make it work. And Pep and Treach are out here, and they trust Egypt. They said she got a good mind, baby. So you guys tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Much love to all my peeps and my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building, baby. We going to the top. I'm going to bring others with us. And also, Treach said it was very hard for him to deal with losing Tupac Shakur. I know, baby. I know. Losing Tupac Shakur really hurt him a lot, because he was like, we wasn't even in the streets. Like, we wasn't hanging out in the streets. Like, we wasn't around the streets. Like, we're celebrities now. We're making money. And for him to lose his big homie Tupac, and, his homie, period, his family member. And I know that Treach was really hurt behind Tupac. And he's still hurt behind Tupac. Like, Treach has never really got over how Tupac was taken from this earth. He has never got over it. And some people say Tupac is still alive, but if he's alive, he's not visual. And, the people that love him don't see him and can't touch him. Peace. I'm out. And Egypt is going to get that prenup, baby.